Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Top Tarot Minors. And today it is all about the Four of Wands. All right, so let's get right into the cards. And I don't have a lot of cards today, actually, to share with you. I think this is a really difficult card to really wrap your head around. And I have been studying tarot for a while, and I have really this number, all the number 4 minor cards have really morphed in and out of what they stand for me and in a reading. I always want to leave room for sacred space. Hi, Clevis, welcome. I want to leave room for sacred space in all of the 4s because I feel like the 4s create a container, a stable container in which to be with the sacred. And that might mean a lot of different things for different people. I know there's some really beautiful, I can't wait till we get to the 4 of Swords. So there's some just gorgeous ones out there, whether that is in your dream temple or what that 4 of Swords might look like for you. But we're at 4 of Wands today. And I think there is sacred space in all of the 4s. The stability of the 4 creates a container in which to work with the potential of fire. And fire does need to be contained, right? If it's not contained, it can be very dangerous and volatile, and it can hurt and run wild. And so fire does can be very productive, can be very useful when it is contained. And it dances well, right? It dances well with this energy of expansion, contraction. Fire needs fuel. And I think we need to remember that fire needs fuel. It needs to be constantly fed. And if you think of fire as your life, right? Your vital force, your an extension, your life path. It constantly needs fuel. And I think sometimes we forget that, right? We not only need to fill our cup, but we need to figure out what is going to sustain that fire, because I know so many people whose fire is really dimmed, and they have no connection to what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing, just kind of go through life like no mindfulness here. And so I wanted to choose some cards that really embodied this idea of fire and what fire needs to thrive and how the container can be useful. I mean, there's so many associations here we can work with. This is also the third decan. It's a 4. The third decan of Aries. And so we're here in a very bright point of spring. Things, if you read the tarot that way, things are beginning to flourish. We're starting to see the results of the seeds and the hard labor that began earlier in the 2, right? And Aries, ruled by Mars. Aries ruled by Mars. This is a Venusian decan. So we have this dance of Venus and Mars in this card. And I think that's where the secret lies. We want to, we need to understand that, and the cards that surround it and what Venus means in that particular question, because the question is so very, very important. So when I look at the Mariel Tarot, this is the Mariel. We have a raging fire, likely a forest fire. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. The fire can't thrive without fuel. And here, the fuel is, it's an old tree. And you would imagine this tree would burn to the ground, but there's something here about the tree, who is the divine feminine, the earth, Gaia. I mean, these are so many layers here. But what I most importantly want to say in this card is that she will continue to stand in some way. She may become a nurse log, but she still is there, providing the fuel for the divine masculine to burn, to expand. When I think about a Waite-Smith tarot and what that wedding represents, maybe I'll come back to that. This is just so interesting and layered, what this all may be in a question. If you want to get all sort of schmaltzy here, you know, this is a lot like the song Stand By Your Man. And this is not necessarily a man and a woman, but this is you allowing your feminine self to stand behind the power of your masculine. Now, in the Slow Tarot, this is such a beautiful card. We see Venus as life. The plant is beginning to grow up the supports that have been arranged. There is a parade in the background. There is joy. There is joy in the community. And when I think of the energy of Venus, I think of joy and living life to the fullest. This is about playing and being present here on the earth. And this is what I also see in, there's quite a few decks that do have a fire ceremony in this card. And I particularly like what's happening in the Wildwood here, because it's a bonfire gone a little out of control, but it is matched by the joy and the dance of the humans in that circle. Fire is very bright here, and it is, so I want you to also think of something. So on the tree of life, the 4s and the 5s are across from each other. And if you think of the idea of 5 of fire and 4 of fire, this is kind of the dance that I'm talking about. And we don't get to 5 of fire until Leo season, right? It gets even hotter in the northern hemisphere. But when you're looking at this card, just reflect and consider the dance of the masculine and the feminine and how one stands or supports the other. In the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, where you see the flautists, the musicians, the energy, right? The fire is the energy of the music, maybe the healing power, the balm of the music, and it creates this connection, not only among the musicians themselves, but all those who are gathered around. It has a tremendous healing power. And I feel that there's an equally feminine and a masculine energy here, in the joy and the fun and the dance and the song and the reverie that the music brings. And it's matched. It's matched by the energy of the event, or the fire of the event. She, and I say she, Venus, is so strong that she can stand in the fire. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how I've really come to see this card. In the Lily White Tarot, which is hidden underneath here, I don't think I fully understood this card until recently, until I really started to embrace this Decanic Venusian energy, right? She's also not in her strength in Aries, right? She's actually in detriment, I believe. And the sheer joy and playfulness of this card, these two little foxes dancing. And also I love the hint of the yin-yang shape that these two little foxes create. There's something kind of special there. There is a tremendous beauty in the structure itself. So that's another great keyword for Venus is beauty and pleasure and living life and doing what you want to do. And of course it can tip too far, but in this particular card, she supports and enlivens and helps the energy of the structure. And I think I spoke, maybe it was in one of my classes or I don't know where, of one of the biblical New Testament movies, and there was a scene of the wedding in Cana, and where the mothers from two different families, two different economic levels, social classes or castes, come together to create the huppah for the wedding of their children. And I was looking at that scene in terms of the Four of Wands, and I was just really moved. And in that way, I'm looking at the power, the masculine, of these women coming together to create this divine event. It's all so beautiful. And then below we also have Journey of the Sacred Bee and the Deviant Moon. So let me speak to both of these. In the Golden Dawn, the Four of Wands is called perfected work. And that sometimes is a little hard to, wrap your head around, wrap my head around. Perfected work. And so what I see here is this beautiful color of solar energy, fire energy, and green of Venusian energy that come together and make this gorgeous card. They come together. There's it's like the circle represents the coming together. Now, why perfected work? The Suit of Wands is, for me, about work, for sure. It's fire, it's energy, it's will, but it's the deeper meaning of work. It is our great work, our purpose, our life purpose. And I mention again my favorite book on your great work, the great work of your life, Stephen Cope. Read it. You read it again. It is a contemporary examination of the Bhagavad Gita and one's path. And here we see these energies come together to create. Now, in the fourth Sephira, this is the first Sephira of manifestation. And in the solidity of 4, we see something being created. While it is still in process in the 3 and 4, it is quite realized. The music is really here. The dance is here. The plants have come to life. The fire has taken off. And this is about manifestation. And why it's perfect is because it's perfectly harmonious, balanced. This is such a good card. And I go back to that scene that's in my mind of that the mothers fixing, repairing, decorating, having different viewpoints about what the hupa should represent and how the wedding should be, and finding a way to meet each other when they are from such different worlds was really beautiful. And I suppose that scene was sort of etched in my mind because we often see a hupa in the 4 of Wands. And in the deviant moon, I just see that structure as kind of magical and perfect. And there's something really, this is one of the cards where, to me anyway, the 2 figures, there's nothing odd or dark here. She wears a red hood and allows the divine feminine lunar face. It shines through brightly. Right? Her lunar self shines bright. He, if you will, is wearing a black robe and allows his lunar self to shine through. And we see the dream home, maybe it's the hotel for the first night after the wedding. I don't know, but it's just kind of beautiful and perfect. And it's almost like, what do I see here? I almost see like he's allowing her strength to make everything better. Or he honors her strength. And in allowing that harmony of power, both are better for it. And in this slow tarot, thanks to the sun as well, everything is growing well. You know those kind of springs where it's really wet and things get moldy? That's not the case here. There's this beautiful dance between Venus and Mars that allows this garden to begin to thrive. And so that's the kind of thing that I really love to share and talk about in the 4 of Wands. So slow tarot for sure is one. If I have, I don't have that many cards here, so. And Wildwood and Lily White, these are top 3. 4. And I think there's something really powerful being said in the Mariel. Maybe it's kind of repeated in the Wildwood Tarot. And I understand the timing in the Wildwood is different, but I think once you begin to connect with the elements and really understand what their energy means to you in a variety of situations, you can begin to talk about the cards in this way and let go of little canned descriptions from little white books. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my offering for today. And thank you, Saskia. Did I say hello? Kalispara. Have a lovely rest of your day. And thanks to all of you for just your patience and flexibility. It is summer. Today is a holiday. And I'm here. And I'll be back shortly for members only feature talking about the minor sevens in Tarot Avatara. Take good care. Namaste.